Alright folks, and welcome to the channel, and in this video I'm going to show you how to convert MIDI into audio in Studio One. Right, there's a couple of reasons for doing this, and it doesn't matter whether it's drum MIDI, synth MIDI, keyboard MIDI, bass MIDI, whatever, any sort of MIDI. I mean, you can actually do this with audio as well. Say for your guitars, you've got a guitar track that you've recorded the DI using an amp sim. You can do the same as well. But yeah, for this video, we're just going to concentrate on MIDI to audio. Like I say, the main two reasons I do this. Number one is not necessarily for me, but yeah, I've got a fairly up-to-date PC, but yeah, anybody that's got an older PC, older Mac, an older computer that's yeah, running a bit slow these days, he's a bit slow compared to today's standards, it can save on your CPU usage. And also for me, this is one's the main reason, is once I've got a drum sound that I like, I've done all the pre-production, if you will, sort of processing on it before I start putting any EQs or compression on. This is just the pre-production. This is just the basic raw drum sounds. Once I've got a drum sound that I'm happy with, it's to commit to that drum sound, and it won't. Then you're not constantly tweaking the drum VST. So I've got a couple of bits of MIDI loaded up here, the exact same MIDI tracks for the drums. So on this first track, I've got Kvlt Drums 2. I think I've got the knee tuned or knee tuned on there. This is what that sounds like. And then on the second track, I've got Drumforge, and which one did I put on here? I've got the heaviest metal kit ever, and all I'm using on this is, as you can see, I've got soloed out the kick and the snare, and that's just to beef up the kick and the snare with Kvlt Drums 2, and just to get my own sound, if you will, just to get my own kick and snare sounds. But yeah, this sort of technique that I'm doing, yeah, I could do it with 2 instances of Kvlt Drums, or multiple instances of kick drums, or whichever drum program you want to use, Kvlt or Drumforge, or even the inbuilt one in Studio One, which is Impact. It doesn't matter which. Excuse me. And excuse you. Like I say, I'm just using this for the kick and the snare. And together they sound like this. Actually converting it to audio. So the first way I'm going to show you is what we do is we select whichever the MIDI itself, and all you do then is you explode the MIDI into the patches into separate tracks. So there's all your different bits of MIDI. Now one of the things, should I say, the first thing is, as you can see, all these here are the MIDI notes, even though I've got everything labelled up in here. It doesn't convert them up on the actual track listings, but yeah, you can just go in and change those and move them about, because they'll not be in order either. And then to convert that into audio is you just right click it, and then you've got a stereo audio track. But the other problem I found with this, and there probably is a way around this, doing it this way, is that you lose your auxiliary mics, like your overhead rooms, etc, trash, and your hell mic with Kvlt Drums 2. But yeah, if you want to do it that way, that is one way. So we'll just put everything back to what it was, and then we're back around to the original MIDI. then the other way is set your loop up wherever you want it. What I usually do is I'll start the loop off right at the beginning of the track, and then I'll give it a couple of bars or so at the end, and then solo each track individually. Go into the song tab, export mix down, label it as you want. So for this one, this would be 01 kick. As you can see, you set it to loop, and then you just press OK, and you can do that for each individual track. But yeah, that's a way I was starting to use, but I have found another way, and obviously doing it this way, you're doing it sort of up to a minimum of 14 different times, and it can take quite a while, depending how many sort of kicks and snares you've got in there. Now, another way you can do it, let me just solo them out again, is if you go back into the song tab, as you see under export mixdown, we've got export stems. And then if you click into that, as you can see, it's selected all the drums there, since we've got those soloed out, but it has selected the effects tracks as well, but we don't want those. So we'll get shut of those, and then you put whatever prefix name in. I've selected drums, same again, loop, wave file, preserve mono tracks, but yeah, we'll sort that out in a minute. And then you just press OK, and then that converts it into audio. I'll not do it again here because I've already done this. And then as you can see, once you've done that, there's all your stems, and then all you do is select all them. Let's just get shut of that for a second, get all them, and then put them into the session. As you can see at the minute, they're all at the bottom. So what I'll do is select top to bottom, and then I'll move them up just above the bass. And then all I'll do then is I'll get shut of those two MIDI tracks. I'll not delete them, just in case, just as a backup, a backstop if you will, in case we lose any of this audio. And as you can see, everything is in different colours, but we'll sort that out in a second. And then next thing you do is just get shut of these tracks now, because we don't need them. You can just switch them off as well. So like I say, as you can see, they're all in different colours, and then all do then is just bop them into the same colour. So everything is now in the same colour, which is fantastic. So then we know we're working on the drums. Right, and as you can see, it's put the drums prefix on there in front of all the file names, and all you can do is just double click on there, and then you just delete that. In fact, I'll do that for all of these, and then we'll come back. Right, so as you can see now, I've just taken that drums prefix off there. It just makes things a bit tidier, and as you can see, it just makes things easy to read in the mix window as well, which is fantastic, which always helps. So as you can see, it's printed everything down in a stereo tracks, should I say, not tracks. This next stage, it's all down personal preference. You don't have to do this next stage. You can just leave them as stereo tracks if you so wish. But what I do, this is, like I said, this is just personal to me. The shells, as you can see, this little symbol here, that means it's a stereo track, and all I'll do is I'll knock them into mono. Let's do all the shells. I'll do the hi-hats and the rides as well, and then all you need to do, or Studio One anyway, I'm presuming it's going to be something similar in other doors. I would say all this you'll be able to do in any door. And then all you do then is to convert it from a stereo track into a mono track. Then is once you've clicked from stereo to mono, is you just bounce the selection, and there you go, you've got a mono track. So I'll do that for the rest of the tracks as well. So as you can see, I've converted all these into mono tracks. So like I say, that's just down to personal choice. Yeah, I do it this way, but you don't have to. You can leave them as stereo tracks. So let's have a quick listen and see how it compares to what we had before. So as you can hear, it's exactly what we had before, or it should be very similar if not, but it should be exactly the same because it's coming from the same, it's coming from the MIDI files that we've converted. And then from there, all you do then is you just process the audio as you would normally. So for me, I'd route all the shells into my drums master bus, cymbals and overheads into my cymbals bus, and then the rooms, the trash and the helm mic, I will put them directly into the drums stem. And I say then just process the audio as normal. So yeah, like I said, the export stems, I only found that out a few days ago. Just when I was just messing up about. I'm blind. I'm getting old. Leave me alone. But yeah, it's, I mean, converting them into audio is something I've been doing recently. I have been doing it individually. And it does take quite a while. Like I say, doing it with the exporting the stems, it's a lot quicker, and yeah, it's making my life a little bit easier. And yeah, I hope this helps somebody else out. Like I say, I thought I'd just do a video, especially with finding that that stems option in there. Somebody else may have not discovered it. So yeah, that's all for this video. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next one. Right folks, I hope you enjoyed that video. You can follow me on social media, and you can get my music online. And if you want to support the channel, there's buy me a coffee and PayPal links. They're all down in the description. Click up here to subscribe and click the link down there for videos that you may not have seen. Keep it loud and keep it heavy.